family? It's your girl Jazzy Mac, and I am here to tell you why you need to stop paying your collection accounts. Yes, you heard me right. I said stop paying your collection accounts. And trust me, people, my credit score is in the 800s, and this is the same exact strategy that I used when I raised my credit score. So listen up, people. The reason why I am telling you guys to not pay your collection accounts is because there is a very common misconception that if there are collection accounts on your credit report, that all you have to do is pay it off and then it's going to boost your credit score. Your credit score is going to magically increase when you pay off your collection accounts. I'm here to tell you that according to the FDCPA laws and according to the credit reporting system of scoring, that is not how credit works. And I will tell you why. Anytime you have a collection account on your credit report, that account is going to have the same weight or impact on your score no matter what the balance is. So whether you have a $5,000 collection account on your credit report or a $5 account, it's going to have the same impact. So the reason why paying it off doesn't make sense and it doesn't help you is because once that account is reported as being in collections, even if the balance shows zero, that derogatory remark is still going to be attached to your credit score. And it's going to still be listed in your credit history. I have made the mistake of paying a collection item and thinking that it was going to raise my score, and it didn't. I at one point, assumed that if I started making monthly payments on it, that would give me some type of positive history. And that's not true either. You're looking at a person that had a credit score in the 400s not that many years ago, okay? And it's now in the 800s. So trust me when I tell you, I know what I'm talking about. I've researched this. I have my own credit academy. I have all the templates that I used when, I raised my score. So trust me when I say stop paying collections. Now, I'm not telling you to stop paying your credit card bill every month or to stop paying your car note because that's going to only make your credit worse. What I'm saying is that if you owed someone, let's just say you owed Publix, you owe Publix some money. And after a while, you didn't pay Publix. So Publix sends that account to an outside collection agency to collect that money. Well, at that point, they've sold the debt to that collection agency. And what essentially happens at that point is you no longer owe Publix. You now essentially owe the collection agency. And let's do a little bit legal diving. Now, your contract was with Publix. You are obligated to pay Publix. Now, there may be some sort of addendum or some terms within the contract that says we will refer this to an outside collection agency if payment is not received or, satisfied or whatever. And that's fine. They can say that. It is their legal right to list that in your contract. However, there are still federal laws, the FDCPA laws, that supersede anything that is written in a local contract between a business and a consumer. So what I mean by that, the FDCPA has laws that state how much a collection agency can collect, and in what time frame they can try to collect that money and things of that nature. So I'll give you an example. When I was living in Alabama, I live in Atlanta now, of course. When I was living in Alabama, there were certain collection accounts that I'd acquired, not knowing how to take care of my credit. This was when I was super young. So I read up on those laws. And this was me just doing Google searches or whatever, but I read up on the laws and I saw that the amount of collection fee that was being attached to the original debt that I owed was illegal. I think, and all, different states have different laws, but, let's just say, for instance, the law in your state is that a collection agency cannot add on more than 20% of the account balance when your account is referred to them. So that means, maybe your medical bill was $1,000, you didn't pay it, it got sent to a collection agency, and 20% of that would be 200, which would mean that the maximum that they could bill you for as a collection agency is $1,200, right? Well, there are some collection agencies that will push the envelope. And instead of charging the legal 20%, they might try to charge 33% in collection fees, which means that you owe the $1,000 and they're charging you $333, 33%, just to send you a couple of letters demanding payment. That's not legal. If the contract terms that you originally signed said that you were going to pay 20%, then that's what they have to honor. Even more so, some contracts will leave it very bland, where they will say, well, this account gets referred to a collection agency, then they have to pay, you will be obligated to pay whatever the collection agency charges. And wrong, in my Donald Trump voice. Simply because when they leave it vague like that, what did we say? The FDCPA laws supersede anything that is in a contract between a business and a consumer. So this is to protect the consumer from basically becoming a victim of the collection agencies, because that's how a collection agency makes their money. They buy the account from someone and then they tack on their fees to collect on that account. And that's how they get rich. And I personally was not going to let them get rich off of me. So in one instance, I actually paid a debt that my health insurance was supposed to pay. And that debt was $3,300. And some of you guys read about that in my blog. And that debt was $3,300. When I went and I read those laws and discovered that the collection agency had charged me 33% to collect that amount, oh, y'all, I had my pen and my paper ready. Not only did I, of course I disputed it, but I also put in my dispute letter that, according to the FDCPA laws, you're not allowed to charge this amount. And that line alone invalidated the entire debt. So while it was like, a debt that technically belonged to me, and while it was something that was actually like a legitimate debt, because they charged me an illegal collection fee to collect that debt, it invalidated it. So when I paid it, it's not like they can just refund back the portion that I owed. Like they had to refund back the entire $3,300, or I would have had a basis to sue them. So either way, I would have got paid. But, that's why I say don't let anybody trick you into saying if you pay your collections, then your credit score is going to shoot up. No, dispute it. Because if you dispute it, 9 times out of 10, especially if you dispute it by mail, it's going to get deleted off your report, because people don't, necessarily. Okay, let's say it like this. You only give the credit reporting agencies 30 days to validate a debt. By law, if they can't validate it in 30 days, they have to delete it. Now, of course, if you do it online, you can sometimes go to quicker, you can submit the dispute quicker and somebody investigates it quicker, but usually they're just sending it through an automated system that is going to say, yes, this is a valid account most of the time. Have I gotten stuff that, like if I submitted a dispute online before, have I gotten things deleted? Yeah, sure. But I'm just telling you the surefire way is to dispute it in a way that's going to require a human to do work. And when you mail in your dispute letter of that collection account, you're making somebody have to go and research if this payment amount is correct, if the date of the account was correct, if the name on the account is correct. They have to go and validate that. Like they have to usually get some sort of documentation from wherever the account originated from. And that requires them to either mail letters to people or to call people, because they have to physically, have that like evidence, because usually that is what they will pass along to you to say, well, this is how we validated the debt. So you always want to put in your letter, put your name, date of birth, social, and the account number. And you want to be very specific and say, please validate that this debt belongs to me, and please also show me the original contract. Now that's the line that gets them. That's usually what trips those people up when you are disputing something and you say, show me the original contract. Because 90% of the time, when companies sell a debt to a collection agency, they don't always send the paperwork with it, meaning they don't always send your original contract agreement. So that is a good way to trip them up, because if they can't send you, that original contract agreement, or they can't send you proof that you signed off on that contract, well, guess what? You got to delete it. So for all of you that have those outstanding debts, it's great that you want to pay them, but understand that paying them won't increase your credit. You want to have it deleted. So if you want to pay them, you can always ask for a pay for a deletion at the company, where you say, hey, if I pay this, you'll send me a letter saying that you agreed to delete it from my credit report. I'm telling you, 95% of the time, that's not going to happen. They consider it more paperwork. That's not something collection agencies are interested in doing. And also, collection agencies also have they have an agreement with the credit reporting agencies as well. And the credit reporting agencies like Equifax, Experian, and TransUnion, they actually make money to be in businesses, with these companies. So, it's just all a big business, just, all a big scam, or whatever you want to call it. So, yeah, stop paying that stuff. You need to dispute it and aim to have it deleted. Now, don't think that just because they send you back some validation, letters saying we validated this debt, that's it. No, you have a legal right as a consumer to dispute something as many times as you feel like it. I personally would not dispute more than like 4 or 5 accounts per month. If you have more than that, I would keep it at 4 or 5, because you don't want to be like this frivolous disputer, and you don't, just want to appear fraudulent in what you're doing. But I'm telling you that it is your consumer right to say, hey, this account doesn't look right to me. I need you to send me the original agreement. This works great for collection accounts that have been charged off to collections. Now, if this is like, for a current credit card that you have where the account's like open and, whatever, the process would be a little bit different. But it's always easier to get collection items deleted, because, paperwork gets lost. People don't want to actually research it. Somebody at the credit reporting agencies, at Experian, can easily say, I got too many letters in front of me. I can't find this information. Just delete, delete, delete. There's been times where I've literally had 5 accounts deleted. I put those 5 accounts in my dispute letter, all collection accounts, and they came back less than 30. Sometimes they come back in less than 30 days, where, you get a letter saying, okay, this account has been removed. This account has been removed from your credit file. And of course, they can never be, added to your account again. So that's how I saved money. That's how I saved thousands of dollars. And that's how I've raised my credit score. I exercised my legal consumer right to dispute things that didn't look right to me, even if it was just off by a nickel. If I thought my balance was supposed to be $1,000.10 and you put $1,000.15, well, that gives me a basis to dispute it. If you spelled my name wrong on something, that gives me a basis to dispute something and ask for the originally signed contract agreement. So you guys, I hope this helped you out. If you've ever tried these methods, please let me know down below. I'm happy to put the templates for dispute letters down below for you guys as well, because I just want to help you guys out. and I don't want anybody to be a victim to this system any longer. So you guys definitely like and subscribe for more videos so you don't miss out. I mean, it's the start of a new year, you guys. So everybody wants to get their credit on point, and I'm here to show you how to do it in half the time. So check out my other videos where I talk to you about quick tips on how to like instantly raise your credit. So guys, that's all I have for you. I hope everybody stays safe. Until the next time, see you later.